let us go to our next guest and welcome him. He is joining us via the phone right now. He is the one and only Georges St-Pierre. George, how are you?
Hi, Ariel. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Fantastic. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You seem out of breath. Were you just working out?
Yeah, but I had to jump in the shower, and then I had no signal where I was. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late.
Nope.
So I have to come upstairs, and some people were asking me for a picture and stuff. So I had to get free, and now I'm calling you.
No problem at all, George. We'll wait all day for you. So it is an honor to have you on the program. Let's get right into it. I've noticed, you kind of come and go as far as media is concerned, but over the last week or so, you've talked to some people, some French outlets, some Canadian outlets. Chill Sun, and you're on his podcast. Is there a reason why we're hearing more of you over the last week or so?
Well, I have nothing really much to say. It's just, I guess, with everything that happened, Ronda Rousey lost her fight, maybe my movie coming up, Kickboxer, and I guess Freddie Roach made some comment about possibility of if I would like to go back fighting. It would be a good idea to do a 6-week training camp. I think that's why.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because he came on our show and confirmed that. Was he sort of speaking out of turn there? Did he kind of put the cart before the horse? It sounds like, from what I've heard, that you're not really considering doing this. It might happen, but it's not a definite. Is that right?
I know. I heard what he said. He didn't say it was definite too. The reporters, that's their job. They want to bring the scoop. The news. He didn't say nothing wrong. He said we had a talk with each other, and he told me, he said, George, will you think of coming back? He said, if you think of coming back, I think you should do a 6-week training camp. And I said to him that if I ever fight again, I want him in my corner. Otherwise, I would not come back. I needed him, and he's a big part of my game now. And I think he's the best in the world at what he does. And I want to be more involved. Him to be more involved with me if it's done.
Why did you make that decision? Why do you feel like it's best for you to have him in your corner if you do come back?
No, I feel a difference when I train with Freddie. I feel my footwork, my distance control, my power, the punches power, my hands, everything gets better. I try sometimes to transform myself more into I'm from karate background, and try to transform myself more into a Muay Thai stylist. I think karate, I should say, with karate and boxing, I think that's what works. That's what works the best for me.
He also said that if you do this 6-week training camp, it will be in LA at Wildcard. He'll be overseeing it. And that was surprising, considering, where you're from, Montreal, and your gym, TriStar. Is that true?
No, I don't know if he says that. When we talk about it, I told him I want him to be involved. Of course, I'm going to come in LA, but I want him to come in Montreal. We'll see. It's nothing, one thing for sure is now I want to, with all those years of training, I never spent really much New Year's and all this holiday time with my family and friends. I never had, because I was always on the Super Bowl card. I was always training, so I couldn't really enjoy my time. So now one thing for sure, I want to have a nice holidays with my family and friends, enjoy it, party, have fun, as I'm training, of course. But if I have to do it and try to do it, I'm going to do it after that, and after in 2016.
Does a part of you wish that you initially came out and said you're retired so that people like me would stop asking you if you're coming back, if you made a decision? The fact that you're kind of in and out and you haven't said the R word, I feel like every interview I've seen of yours, every time you're making a public appearance, people are asking you, are you coming back? Are you not? Do you almost regret the way it's been done?
No, I don't. I don't even know myself, and it depends on a lot of things, and like I said, I haven't made my decision. I don't have to make a decision yet because I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy, if I say I'm going to retire and come back and then make up, I don't like to do that. So I just don't know, so.
Is there a part of you that says if I reach a certain age, then for sure I'm not coming back? Like I have a deadline?
It's not really the age. I think it's the the physicality, how you feel as an athlete. And I feel the best I ever felt. You know, I just finished training. I feel more powerful, in better shape than I ever felt. I feel smarter, sharper, and you know, I feels great. I also train for fun. I don't really train for performance right now, which is different.
Right.
But I feel the fun again. I used to do for so many years training for performance with you know, the stress and the pressure. So I kind of with everything that have happened, I kind of lost fun. So now I have fun again, and I needed this. I needed this for a long time.
When you sit down and watch big UFC fights, do you start to imagine, do you start to get that itch and say, ooh, what would it be like to go back in there? Can I do it again? Can I be champion? Has your mind started to think that way?
Yeah, but it's always going to be there because I used to compete. It's always going to be like that. A part of me is thinking I have a lot more to lose than win. And another part of myself think we only live once, you know, so I don't want to be maybe at 80 years old and tell myself, oh, I should have done it, and I didn't. I should have done. A lot of things in life that I regret most of the things I have in life that I regret the most are the things that I haven't done. It's not the thing that I did, it's the thing that I haven't done. So there is pros and cons, you know, to this. And, you know, I just don't know.
Your coach, Faraz Zahabi, said on this show he thinks you have a lot of fight left in you. Freddie Roach said he thinks you're coming back. Why are all these people so close to you saying that you're coming back, but you're not saying it?
I tell you, I feel the best I ever feel. I look better now in training, in sparring and all that I ever looked. Even when I was competing at my best, I'm at my best. You know, I have more fire in me. I have more fun. I enjoy training, and I'm more hungry. But the reason why we talk about the trying a training camp without fighting is because sometimes when you're in training camp, you can be lethargic. You know, like if the lethargy kicks in again and you still have, you lost your edge and you fall into the same pattern feeling that when you were tired and not hungry, you know, that's a good indication that you need to stop. That's not a good idea to go back. That's why I believe it would be smart if I plan to, doesn't mean I will. If I plan to come back, I won't tell nobody. I will do a training camp in secret, you know, and see how it goes. And if it depends on what's going to happen in UFC and decision that people going to make and the result, a lot of stuff. Depend on a lot of things.
Last week, you made headlines when you talked about the night of UFC 167. You were getting stitched up. Someone from the UFC said you don't have to go to the press conference. You said, no way, I'm going to the press conference. And you said if
no,
things...
they didn't tell me I didn't have to go. They told me to not going. They said they didn't want me to go.
They didn't want you to go. Is it?
They say don't go. You're not allowed to go. That's why they say it from. I swear it's true.
Why do you think they said that?
I don't know. I don't know why. I didn't know at the time because I didn't know what had been said. It's after that I realized they didn't have any discrepancy after my fight. Like I didn't felt. I had the result and I didn't felt like I was pissing off people. I didn't know what was going on. Like this whole thing. Like Dana White was saying. I'm not angry at Dana White. I talked to him, and he do things for the best of his interest, and I do things for the best of my interest. And it was not in the best of his interest for the organization that the guy leave with the belt. And I understand it was a close fight. Many people, they argue. To my eyes, I review it many times. I thought I won. In my corner told me I did won 1, 3, and 5. So it didn't have any discrepancy in my mind. I know after a fight, like a lot of time, people raise their hand and stuff, and I didn't feel it was like this. I don't know if it's the correct word, discrepancy. I didn't feel anything. I didn't know nothing bad was going on until they say to me, "Oh, you're not allowed to go in press conference," because I found it out. I find it that it was kind of weird, and because I was getting stitched up, I wait for the doctor a long time. And I walk in, and I saw the reaction of people. I was like, kind of weird. And it's all after when I reviewed the press conference, when people told me what was going on, that I realized, but I didn't know.
Is it true that they took away your belt that night?
Yes, they came to take the belt, and Christophe, my friend, he was angry. I was getting stitched up, I think, and I don't mind the belt. I mean, it's a nice gift. Every time I win a new belt, I used to give it as a gift to people that helped me. I kept one. The first one that I won, I gave it to my mother. The second one, I put it in my workout place. And all the other belts that I gained, I gave it to either one of my trainer, one of the people that helped me, one of the guys that used to help me, that I sponsor a long time ago. I always gave it to someone that is very, very important to me. And yeah, they took the belt. Yeah, but it's okay. It's only material. The importance for me is the memory that I kept from it, and nothing can take it away from me.
After the press conference, I believe you had a face-to-face meeting with, I think it was Dana and Lorenzo. Can you tell us what was said in that meeting?
Yes, I'll tell you, and I'll be straight to him. I'm not going to say name. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I said, but I was very pissed off, and I used a lot of F word and swearing. I'm sorry. And I was very angry because of the testing issue for the doping. Mm-hmm. They did not support me for the anti-doping. And I told them, I was like, why they didn't support me for this, and I didn't understand this. I was very angry. I said, you guys need to wake up because a lot of people are, cheating and stuff, and it's a freaking joke. You guys are kind of protecting these guys, and it shouldn't be like that. I mean, I was very angry. It's like you're fighting, I was very angry. I never went publicly, never accused nobody. I wanted to change the system, and I was very angry. That's why. And they were like saying to me, like, oh, really? You think so? And now that I look back, I know that they know, but I know I'm not stupid. I know it's business. If you promote a fight, you spend $1 million doing promotion for a fight, and the guy gets test positive, so they lose a lot of money. So it's not in their best interest right now to make the best testing possible, because if the guy tests positive, they lose money because the fight got canceled. So I know this, but I told them in a way that I told them it might take a year, that you're going to lose money for a year maybe because a lot of your main stars, a lot of your guys, a lot of people will fall and test positive. It might hurt the image of the sport. But after a year, people will be scared, and it will put back everything straight. I told them, and we had a big discussion on that, but they were like, oh, really? You really think so? They said that to me. But I do believe they know. I believe they pretend they didn't know, but I believe they do know that it's an issue.
So now they're partnered with USADA, and it's been several months. Are you comfortable with where things are? Do you think enough is being done? Like, in this climate, could you come back, or do you still think more needs to be done?
Look, my friend. Look at real man. This is the thing, okay? I've got to tell you the truth.
Please.
Look, okay. I read a lot of, when USADA get involved, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
People ask me what I think. I think it was a good idea, and it's better than it was. It would never be perfect, but it's better than it was. It is better than it was. But is it the best that they can do? I'm not sure about that. If it's the best they can do, they say it is the best, the higher standard, and da-da-da. I would like, because these things need to be public. They need to make it public. Who they test, who tests positive, because there is false positive. There is people that test false positive, and you need to know why. Who tests, and what do they test? They need to be public, and it's not public. And I think there's the problem in here. You know what I mean? Is it better? Yes, it's better, but it's not perfect, and it will never be perfect. But if it's in terms of the best standard, no, it's not the best standard, but it is still better. But I think that there's a lot of it has improved a lot, but it's not the best thing. And I read a lot of things, and I don't want I don't say any name. Just go on Google. It's easy. You can read wonderful article. Go on Google and just have to read USADA controversy, USADA boxing controversy, and you'll find a lot of very interesting stuff. So I don't want to say any name. You're a smart guy.
Yes.
People are the people that is listening are smart people. Go read about that. You'll find some very surprising stuff and evidence that have occurred, and you'll see.
Yeah, I believe some of those articles written on this very website, SB
and you'll
Nation.
understand what I'm saying. You'll understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about the highest standard.
When you were in Montreal doing the media day before UFC 186, you said something very interesting that not a lot of people caught. You were asked about Reebok, and you said, if I came back, that might be a potential problem. What did you mean by that? Would you not be in favor of being a part of the Reebok deal if you fought again?
Look, I don't know the Reebok deal. My contract is different than people's contract. I have a great team. I'm lucky. I have a great team of management behind me. Just the only thing I have to say, my contract is different than people's contract. And I cannot really comment on that because, my sponsors issue and things like that. But, I just say that it's different. My contract is different than most people.
Is that something that could stop you from coming back?
I could stop maybe UFC from having me coming back.
Okay. Have you talked to them about this potential issue when they met with you in Montreal, when they sat?
No, it's not my job. When I'm competing, my job is to fight in the octagon. I have a team that fight for me on legal right, on business right, and this is not my fight. This is my management fight.
Right.
And trust me, I'm confident I have the best in the world in that regard.
I agree. A very great team. By the way, when they came to offer you a fight at 186, did they offer you an opponent?
Well, I'm sorry, what did they say?
Remember when they came to meet with you in Montreal and they asked you to fight on the card in Montreal last year or earlier this year? Did they ever actually offer you an opponent? Did a name come out, or was it just, are you interested in coming back?
Not really. It was mostly, I didn't really remember. It was a text message, I believe, from Dana. I said, you want to come back? I said, no. I said, not ready now. I don't think it was an opponent. It's not a, I don't remember what was the text. I didn't kept it.
Sure.
But it was hey, you want to fight in Montreal or something like that. I didn't care who it was. If it would be a 3-foot midget or, for example, the best fighter in the world, I didn't care. I just was not ready. I was not ready for fighting. When you fight, you have to put yourself into a state of mind, and I was not there yet.
Rory McDonald said last month that if you come back, it's for super fights and not the belt, and everyone thought, or he said when, and he sort of misspoke, and everyone went crazy. Is that true? Are you only interested in super fights, or do you want to actually try to get the belt back if you do come back?
No, I don't know. I don't even know if I want the belt or a super fight. I just don't know. I don't know. And things are moving so much right now. And one thing for sure, there's a few guys that I will never fight. And it's not a question of money. It's a question of integrity and it's friendship. There's guys that I'm friend with and I'm training that I would never fight. Rory is one of them. I would never fight Rory. I would never fight like guys like Rashad Evans is a friend. He's like a brother for me. Rashad. I've know him for too long. I know the family, his family. You know what I mean? You know my family, and we're friends. The guys like this, I would never fight. Tom Breeze, guys like this, I wouldn't. Even if they asked me $10 million, I would not fight. I would never fight.
When I was watching 189, I saw what happened to Rory. He was so close to getting that belt. It was such a devastating loss. I kept thinking, I wonder what George is thinking right now, seeing your friend, someone that you sort of brought along, you took under your wing, kind of stumble at the last minute. He was so close to getting that belt. Was that difficult for you to watch?
Yeah, it was hard to watch. Unfortunately, yeah, I do believe he was winning the fight. I believe he was ahead in the scorecard, and it's just sad. I was watching the fight. It was a great fight, by the way, and I believe Rory is the future of the division. He's still very young. You know, sometimes it's just not your time. You know, it's just like maybe you zig when you should have zagged, and he got caught. And I believe he will be champion. Maybe it was not just at the moment now, but I do believe he will be champion one day.
Three last quick things, if I may. If Carlos Condit wins on January 2nd, does that drastically change your decision? Because you've often said that he beat you up worse than anyone, and I kind of feel from your interviews that that's where things started to change. Like you needed a long break after what Carlos did. You won the fight, but he hit you with some tough shots. He was unorthodox. Do you not want to go through that again? So if he wins, does that really make you think about things?
It will make me think differently, but I just don't know. You know, when you fight a guy like Carlos, let's say you would fight a guy like Johnny, you would fight a guy on like Robbie, you have to put yourself through a different mindset because you're going through different opponents with different strength. It's different, you know, and everybody has different attributes and different quality and different physicality. And, yeah, it's different, but I don't know if it has. I don't know at the time of affecting my decision if I will come back or not. I just don't know.
The MMA world is going.
You're a good interviewer, Ariel. You kept asking me the same question in a different ways. You're a very slick person, very slick guy.
Well, thank you, George. This isn't our first interview, by the way, so I'm sure you, unless you noticed.
I know. I'm just kidding. But you're smart. I see you. But I see you coming from different angle. It's very smart.
It's like a fight, right? You got to keep moving. You got to keep going from different. A little jab here.
I keep my hands up and moving around. You know, I'm not getting hit by you. You know, you try different ways, but I see you coming. You're a slick guy.
J'apprécie, mon ami. Okay, so let me ask you this: Sage Northcutt. Everyone's going crazy over him. He said, I want to meet Georges St-Pierre. I want to go to TriStar. We saw pictures of you two training together. What do you make of Sage Northcutt?
Yeah, he's very good. He's great, very good athlete. Great raw talent, you know. And he's now with technique, and he surrounds himself by great people, you know, his dad, and he's a karate background guy, and I think he's gonna be great. He's gonna have a great future. He's got a great mentality, good work ethic. Seems to me like he has a lot of pride, which is very important for a fighter. He has a lot of pride. He's a very proud person, which is very important. That's what make you strong. So I think he's gonna be a great fighter.
Perhaps
he's already a great fighter, but he's going to become one of the force in his division.
Perhaps reminds you of a young Georges St-Pierre?
Yeah, but Sage Northcutt is Sage Northcutt. I'm Georges St-Pierre. Georges St-Pierre is Georges St-Pierre. He's good at what he do. I'm good at what I did. So we're different people.
Fair enough. Okay, last thing, George. This is what Dana White said to the Los Angeles Times recently. Quote, it'd be great if George comes back. Yes, I love Georges St-Pierre, amazing athlete. But comeback talk, I laugh at it. To be a world champion, you have to be hungry. That's not GSP, not even close. End quote. Are you hungry?
Yeah, it's different ways of being hungry. You can be... And it's a good illustration. People like, I'm doing promotion for the new movie of Sylvester Stallone. The movie the movie Creed. They explained it about it. That, you know, like you can be poor and you know, like have nothing in your life and be hungry. This is a way of being hungry, but you can be rich and be hungry as well, because you're. You know, there's different ways of being hungry. It doesn't mean if you're wealthy and stuff, you're not hungry. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
There's different ways of being hungry, and I still can be hungry in a way. I can be still hungry I can even be more hungry than people that have nothing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I have a lot to lose. I have so much to lose that I'm scared of losing it, and I don't want to lose it because of my pride. When I'm talking about the pride. The pride is my most important strength. I'm a very proud person, and I would never want to go back. and make a fool of myself and be humiliated, and because I'm a very proud guy. So because I have so much to lose, that's what gonna make me hungry and be willing to do better than anyone. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's different ways of being hungry. It's not only a guy that is poor has nothing. He needs to be hungry because they know why. I think you see it from this perspective. But as a fighter, you can ask. There's different ways of being hungry. Floyd Mayweather is hungry. He's winning because he's hungry because he's a proud guy. He's very proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah. George, a pleasure as always. Thank you so much. This is an honor for me. Anytime I get to talk to you, it's a huge pleasure and honor. So thank you very much for the time today. And please, if you do make a decision of any kind, you can come back to your friend and we'll talk about it here on the show. I'd love to talk to you about that.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
There he is, Georges St-Pierre. Some answers, some questions still linger, but always great to hear from him.